Hear me out. Do you guys knock on the hotel room door before you enter, even when you know it's your room? Because, like, what if something else checked in before you? So, welcome back to Afterlight, where we talk about superstitions, scary stories, and all things spooky. So, if you travel a lot, you probably already know about this, but knocking on a hotel room door before entering, that's like a ritualistic thing some people do, you know? Even though you know it's your room, it's not like a shared room. Or perhaps you're the only one that's checking in, you still knock on it. You're announcing yourself to the room. So, to some people, it's like a ritualistic thing they just do out of habit. To some people, they say it's because there might be a spiritual reason. There might be energies left behind in the room that might be angry and might mess with you because you just barged in. So you gotta knock on the door. Be like, excuse me, I'm coming in now. Some people even actually say, excuse me, softly before entering the room. So I'll be honest, this isn't a thing that's done in my life when I was younger. But one day when I was traveling with my mom, I just realized she started knocking on the door. I was like, what the hell? So that's when this whole fascination started, and I looked into reasons why some people do it and some people don't. So apparently, some people only do it because their parents did it or their friends did it. They don't even know why they do it. And the only thing that I can find is spiritual reasons, energy, bad jujus. So, just a little personal story, which is very cute. My mom and my brother went on a trip to China recently, and she was knocking on the door. And I just realized when she told me this story, we never told my brother why people knock on the door. He doesn't know the reason, any of the spiritual bad juju things. He doesn't know any of that. So as they're traveling across different like cities and they're changing hotels, he suddenly is like, "Let me do it. Let me knock on the door." And I tell you, he's only like a couple years younger than me. He's like what 23 this year. So it was like a really cute little thing. And he's just like, "Let me do it," and he'll just knock on the door and be like, "Excuse me, I'm coming in now." Hey, what do you think, Misa? Like, do you have any experiences with this, or like, what do you know about like this superstition?
So I know it because I seen it being done. I think my parents do it, but like they kind of like sneakily do it so that they don't have to admit that they are pantang. But me personally, I don't do it lah. I just want to open the door and jump on the bed.
Same. Because like you're at a hotel, you want to get on that cozy bed. I don't want to. I don't want to be like, excuse me, can I lay on the bed that I paid for?
Yeah, like I even break the no outside clothes on the bed rule when it comes to the hotel. I just like instantly open the door, put my bags away, and I'm like lay down.
The first rule I break is I'm not taking off my shoe and I'm walking straight across the room.
Yeah. The scariest thing about like being in a hotel is not like the ghosts or anything like that. It's the people who let their kids crawl on the floor with their arms and legs just crawling, and then later on they put their arms in the mouth. That
Ew.
that is so scary. You know, that's like I see a lot of people do that with their kids.
That's not scary. That's
Mm-mm.
a hazard. That's total disgusting. Not scary, just
Yeah.
disgusting. Yeah.
I hear it very often because you know, like some people say, like, oh, if I don't knock on the door, one time I forgot to knock on the door, I cannot sleep that night. I'm so uncomfortable. Stuff like. Have you heard people say that?
No, I've never heard people say that. In fact, I've never felt uncomfortable. Last time I went on a trip and I had my own room, I completely forgot about the knocking door kind of thing. I just walked in, I just laid down because I was like so tired. I slept like a baby, I tell ya. I slept like a little baby.
Yeah, Loki, I heard a lot of people say that before, but I personally I have never done it.
Yeah, I think I've done it once because like I was like curious, what difference does it make if I knock on the door or like I don't knock on the door? It didn't make a difference, guys. It did make a
Yeah,
difference.
but I'll tell you one thing. One thing I do check. Like I may not be knocking on doors, but I do be checking in closets. Like I'll check behind the curtains. I'll look in the closet just to make sure I'm safe.
Oh, you look because you want to make sure you're safe. I would check for cameras, like hidden cameras and things, but I'm a busybody, so I like to look inside drawers and stuff. I actually have another story relating to this, but I don't know. Maybe we'll talk about it in another episode. Maybe I can get my mom to tell you guys about this story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we're switching it up a bit. We're trying to keep our episodes shorter. So maybe we'll just end here and then see you in the next one where we listen to a story from Misa.
Yep.
Bye bye. Bye guys.
Bye. Okay, but like before you tell your story, isn't it funny how we're trying to think about the hotel being like scary, but like, is it like everyone who goes check into a hotel like having as well?
That depends on what kind of hotel.
No, but like what we're telling scary stories, but like that isn't that like usually the activities in a hotel?
I think of you going on like a trip with your family to visit another country kind of thing. I don't imagine like those like cheap hotels
No,
for
not cheap
50
motel.
ringgit.
Not cheap motel. But like for Valentine's or like at our anniversary, we checked into a hotel like last year. And that was a nice hotel. And like of course if you check into a nice hotel you're gonna make it memorable. But then okay,
I think it's your mind, okay?
no,
It's
but
all in your
what
mind.
yeah, but what's in my mind right now is I'm on room 2 having my anniversary and someone on room 4 is being hunted by a ghost. Okay, you can start your story now.
Are we cutting that out? You should.
Yeah, of
You should
course
have
we're
said it at
cutting
the
that out.
end.
No, of course we're
You should have
cutting it
said it
out.
at the end.